Hello and welcome back to Page of Contraptions. Today we're back with my McGregor 17 sailboat, and it's finally getting warm enough where I can actually work on this thing. It's not 0 degrees anymore, so we're going to do a quick run over and I'm going to tell you everything on the to-do list for this boat so we can get it in sailing condition again this year. So one of the first things on the to-do list for this boat is actually the hatch right here. Now this hatch I put on last year as kind of a stopgap measure, and it's held on by these twist lock bolts that are just a complete pain when you're at the dock and you're trying to open that hatch. It takes like 5 minutes to get it open, then you got to store it somewhere, so I'm going to make that actually sliding. That's number one on the list. Number two is I want to mount some orlocks on the side of this boat, because even with the trolling motor and the outboards I've had multiple failures when I'm in confined waterways, and I just want a method of propulsion that I know is going to work 100% of the time. So I'm going to mount some orlocks. Then I have to figure out self-steering for the rudder, so that's number three. And fourth, which is kind of an optional one, I'm considering doing to the boat is some kind of bow pulpit slash mechanism for dropping an anchor up front remotely, because right now in order to anchor this in an emergency, somebody has to basically grab an anchor out of the bottom of the boat, run it up front, tie it to this cleat, and then throw it over, which is kind of a pain. It is doable, but I've had a couple of times where I'm with a novice sailor or I'm the only one on the boat and I just want to be able to quickly hit the button or something and have that anchor fall off, because one of the downsides of sailing smaller lakes is you get into trouble a lot quicker because there's more people on those lakes in a confined area. So I don't want to hit anything, I want to anchor fast. Whereas on a bigger lake, you can be out there, plenty of room between you and the next boat if something goes wrong. You can kind of just float there. I don't really have that luxury. Now that you guys know the overall plan for the boat, today's episode is going to focus on number 2 of that list, putting in the orlocks. So the problem with the orlocks is if I mount them this way, there's not really, I don't know if you guys could tell, a lot of grip to the fiberglass. So what I'm thinking of doing is mounting them this way and straightening this part out, so this will be flat, and then these will mount like that, which allows me to drill through, have a nice backing plate. So that is the current plan. Which is exactly what I did. I was able to put the oarlock into a vise and then use my wrench to bend the 2 tabs on either sides upright, and it seemed to not even affect the strength of the oarlock, which was kind of surprising. I then took my marker, marked out the holes on a piece of sheet steel I had lying around, and labeled them appropriately for each oarlock. Just in case there's any minor differences, I want to make sure they match up to the exact holes they were drilled for. Then put it on my drill press, drilled some holes in them, checked the fit, everything was good. So I was able to use my jigsaw to cut off the piece of metal I needed, which actually the jigsaw worked really well. I had a good metal cutting blade in it, and I hadn't used a jigsaw before for cutting, but as you can see, it worked out great. I had both backer plates and took it outside to drill the holes in the boat, at which point the camera's battery died. As you can see, it starts messing up right when I'm drilling. So I found that out and I swapped the battery out, and then I went inside. So part of the problem with being into boats and being a DIY guy is that sometimes you have to get into places like right here where it's kind of not designed for you to be able to get into. And right now that's one of them, because I have to get all the way back in there to get that back of your plate on, and I'm not even sure how to film this because it's gonna be wild. And it was indeed wild. I spent several hours trying to crawl on my back in and out of this little space while I got that backing plate fitted. However, I did have one issue because I had these bolts coming off where the top of the boat seals to the bottom fiberglass section of the boat. I ended up having to cut a corner off on this particular backing plate to make it fit, but it did work out okay. Then it took me about a half hour to get all the bolts tightened up on the inside. And the way I did this was by using a pair of vice grips, clipping it on the inside of the boat, and then going outside and using my drill gun to screw the screws into the nuts on the inside. This worked out good. I also added some marine adhesive in between the oar plate and the side of the boat just to make sure that there wouldn't be any water ingress through that section. and I got these finished orlocks, which looked all right. Okay, so now we have the orlocks installed. I'm gonna do a test to see how fast I can get the oars out of the cockpit and into position if I'm in the case of an emergency. So let's say I'm sailing along right here. I've just pulled down the sails. I'm in the cockpit. I'm trying to start the outboard. The outboard doesn't start. Crap, I need my oars. Come over, reach inside. Got my first oar out, in position. Got the second oar coming out. And in position, and I'm good to go, just like that. That was a lot faster than me trying to get my outboard started and in running order, or if I have an issue with a trolling motor, trying to fix that issue. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to check out my video where I review this entire Venture 17 sailboat, and also my Sea Snark 100 video. I think you guys will like that a lot, and I hope all of you row into a fantastic day. Hey, Jigger Attractions, signing out. This is a long way to go. I hope I'm getting somewhere. I don't know. Could be interesting.